guys, welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, please make sure to subscribe. Helps me out, helps get these videos out to more people. Right here, I have a huge shipment of stuff from Tanglefree, as you can see, but there are two specific products that I ordered, and Tanglefree has merged with First Lite and started offering First Lite camo as well as their Optifade and Max-5 and stuff like that. I bought the Dead Zone First Lite layout blind. It's the First Lite Typha camo, as well as the First Lite Typha dog vest. Now I own the dog vest in Max-5, and I have the Tanglefree Ghost blind, which is just the dirt. But I'm gonna compare it to like the Max-5 that's on the panel blinds, which are actually sitting up there, and show you guys the difference. So I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna unpack the layout blind and the dog vest, and we'll show you guys what showed up. Boy, here we go. Now right off the bat, I can say this is a sweet looking blind. I mean, look at that. That's a really cool pattern. That's going to be really cool in the cornfields and even some bean stubble. Let's get a closer look at this. Alright, now in some better lighting, we can see we've got the back pad here, the doors, and then all the parts come inside of it. So this is going to take a little assembly to put this together, but it looks like they're just going to be thumb screws, and that's just going to go together pretty easily, and it should fold up pretty nicely as well. So I'm going to get to putting this together, trying to find the hardware. We'll get this thing put together, and then I'll show you guys when we're done. Here it is, all put together. So one thing I want to clarify, this comes with pins and they're already attached inside. So everywhere that you're going to have to attach has pins, but there is extra hardware that comes with it. So you don't need these. It comes with an extra pin, but they're all already inside. So there's two on the back, one on the front for each side for the doors. And then it shows in the instructions, if I can find them, and also it shows in the instructions to put the doors on before you put it inside. Leave the doors off because you're gonna have to take them off to get them back in. They don't fit in that little zippered area. They have their own section outside of the zippered area. So you have to put the doors inside the flap before you can put the frame fully together. But essentially all it is you just button up the two sides. That puts the base of it together. Then you attach this front Velcro piece, flip the backrest over, and then you just clip it here. And these are metal clips, they're super heavy duty. Then you just put your other clips in for the doors once you get the frame inside the door. And then you just pin everything up. These are adjustments right here for how high your doors sit. So it's an oblong circle, And so I have it all the way down so it'll sit nice and flat when I close the doors. But I think it's adjustable for size and all of that. But as you guys can see, I mean, this, well, Sadie really likes it. But this camo is really cool. I mean, it's a lot different than the Optifade, which I don't have any of the Optifade stuff to show you guys, except this would be the closest. So my Momarsh is Optifade. It's a little bit, this is a little more dull because I mudded it, but I think if you mud this, it's gonna look fairly similar. It's just gonna be more of like your lateral lines and stuff like that that might match a field setting better. But I mean, if you're gonna brush this thing in anyway, you could go with either pattern, but this pattern is just really cool. It's a lot different than, like, I own a lot of Sitka stuff, so the marsh and timber patterns, the Optifades, it's just different. But Tanglefree started doing the First Lite stuff this year. So this is the dead zone blind, and so you got the two holders on the inside for shells and stuff like that, which is really cool. So you've got an area here on top that opens up. You got a side zipper, and I think you could do either one for a flag. I still don't see a flag holder in here like I know that the Avery finishers have, but that's not that big of a deal. Got your handles, and then this backrest is adjustable if you adjust these straps. So you can bring it up or put more tension on it. And then the front has a zipper too. I think you could use it as a clean out. These stakes. Oh, it's another strap, and I think you can use that to hook to the front so that you can have this suspended and not just an empty bag. So that's about all there is to the layout blind, but it looks really easy to use. All right, and I just looked at how to close this. So if you're gonna break down the blind, you disconnect the doors in the back. So these this flips up. This flips up, you connect your doors. Once you disconnect them, it folds down. You fold it up. And that clip in the front is what you use in the back to actually fold this thing up. So you got a clip here, and then that's what folds it up, and it sits flat like this. So kind of a bigger profile if you're gonna put it in like the back of your truck or something, but in the grand scheme of things, it's no bigger than the dog blind. So if you can fit a dog blind somewhere, you can fit this. This is a little bit more roomy than like the Avery finisher that I've used, but I just really like that pattern. That's really nice. So that's it for the layout blind. If you guys have any more questions about the layout blind, let me know. But now we're gonna move over to the dog vest. All right, so we've got the Typha First Lite dog vest, and then the Tanglefree Max-5 dog vest. These are the same sizes. These are both extra large. Extra large really fit Boomer well. It was really tight on him, and it kept a lot of the water off of him. So when I would take this vest off, he'd be bone dry under it. So that's why I wanted to go with another Tanglefree vest if I was gonna get one, which there's nothing wrong with this one, but at the price that I can get this vest for, it was just a no-brainer to try out the Typha, since I'm already trying out the Typha on the dead zone blind. So there isn't much difference in these dog vests. You've still got the zippered front and back. You've got the Velcro front and back, big zipper, heavy duty zipper. You've got what I think are these little flotation pieces on here. It's all neoprene, but this is just a heavier piece of neoprene on both sides, even on this one. I don't know that it helps a lot, but it's there. The inside is the same material as on the Max-5. I have his cut because it doesn't come, it comes in and it goes a little too far into the armpits if you keep it standard like this. So I'm gonna end up cutting this one as well. But you can see how much he's worn down the belly of it. So this is 2 seasons. This is brand new, obviously. But there isn't much difference comparing these two build-wise, just the camo. But you can see the difference in the camo with the Max-5 and the Typha. I mean, this is a much greener pattern, darker pattern. This is a much more yellow, brown, lighter tan color. So if you went with both of these, you could use this for like early season when there's a lot more greenery. This later season when there's a lot more dead shrubbery and cattails and stuff like that. This would be really good in cattails in a field that still has a little bit of greenery on it. I think that it's just different patterns for different situations that you're hunting, different conditions. I think it's the same thing with this blind. A lot of the fields that we're going to be hunting anyway are always cut in their lighter color. So Max-5 blind inside of a cut cornfield or soybean field or wheat field just doesn't really make sense around here. It might make sense somewhere else to have that Max-5. I have the Max-5 panel blinds up there, but we generally use those in like a more timberish pattern anyway. So the green and darker browns really help with that. But yeah, that's the difference in the two dog vests. I really like this. I think this is going to be nice. It'll be nice inside that marsh cover. I'm thinking about getting a timber cover for that, and then this would match a little bit better with that. But for the most part, the dog's going to be in the blind. You're not going to see this pattern when he's in the blind. It's just I wanted another vest because this one will get really wet, and then I don't want to have to put him in another wet vest the next day. But I don't have a full layout blind. I just have that ghost blind. So having this layout blind for our field hunts, since we've been hunting a lot more fields, this will be fantastic. So there you go, guys. All right, well, I just wanted to give you guys a preview of the Typha First Lite Tangle-Free Dead Zone blind and dog vest that I'm going to be using this year. I know that the First Lite camo is really new this year. They just released it not too long ago. So I wanted to give it a shot. I generally use the Optifade patterns, 𝐦𝐨𝐬, the Momarsh, stuff like that. And a lot of our Tangle-Free stuff is the Optifade as well. But this is a brand new pattern. It's a much different pattern. I think that's going to be better for the cornfields that we hunt, the bean fields that we hunt, the wheat fields. They're all the dry, yellowish tan color. A Max-5 blind doesn't really match in the stuff that we're using it in. The Typha dog vest was the same price as the Max-5 dog vest that I have. It's not a flight series, it's just the regular, same one that the Max-5 is. The flight series is a different Optifade pattern, and it's a little bit more expensive. So since this was the same price, I wanted to just compare the two. The First Lite is new, and I think it's going to work better in like the cattails and the more dead grasses and stuff like that that we hunt. If he's not in his blind, this will work really well for where we sit, just because it'll break up his big black shadow, and it'll help match, you know, if we're in the early season or in some darker cover, I can use the Max-5 vest, or if we're in more of the dead grass, cattails, I can use the Typha. But overall, I think that the quality of this stuff is really good. It's a much different pattern, and it's new to this season, so it'll be interesting to try it out, and I'll give you guys an update as the season goes on. But I appreciate you guys tuning in this video. If you guys like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already. Check out the 𝐤𝐤𝐤 Hobbies podcast season 2, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.